My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. I've worked about, 10,000 cases. I'm a national expert in the IRS resolution field. I have commented on all the major news stations. And I opened my YouTube channel up for those of you who really want to know what's going on with IRS and what to do. I have been doing this a long time, and you're hearing the gospel truth. So today, by the way, my YouTubes are short, they're sweet. I don't add a lot of fat on this. Just ain't worth it, and I don't have the time. So I want to talk to you today about what do you do if your wages got seized by IRS, levied by IRS, taken by IRS. As a former revenue officer, I've issued thousands of levies, both bank levies and wage garnishment levies and levies to third parties. So if that's happened to you, if you act quickly, most of the time, you can get your money back. This is how this works. A bank levy, okay, a bank levy, this is about wage garnishments. A bank levy, IRS holds the money or freezes the money for 21 days. Okay, so you call IRS, get it released. For a wage garnishment levy, it's a little different. You've received a 668W, which is a continuing garnishment. Now, IRS doesn't have a problem, and it's a very gray area whether the employers can pay you the next paycheck. Some are scared to death. If the employer calls me, I tell them to wait a paycheck. You can take care of the problem, then you go ahead and take care of the next one. The employer will have, there's a form that comes with that you can get certain deductions. So IRS will take about 80% of your wages. So that employer is by law, first of all, by law, he really can't fire you for that. You need to let the employer know you're taking care of it. You got a representative, or you're calling the IRS. Helps a lot of times if you say, hey, I've engaged professional representation, so we have someone, or just say, hey, I called the IRS. But let me tell you how this all works so you know. Your wages just got seized, and now you don't have a paycheck. You probably don't have any money to pay, so you're probably going to have to borrow money to get this done. That's just how it works. But let me tell you this process, so if you want to do it by yourself, you can. IRS wants to release the levy. No human hand touched your levy, your wages or that levy. It was sent out by computer. For whatever reason, you may not have received it, or you put them away, you didn't answer CP 14 or 2000, 501, 503, 504, 1058, and all the letters were sent out. So the computer just keeps spitting them out because they think you're not paying attention to that. Sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. You have to prepare an IRS Form 433A if it's with the revenue officer in a local office, like if it was me, or you got to call the 1-800 number on that levy and say, hey, I need to get this garnishment released real fast. But here is the real big aha moment for you. You need to know what your exit strategy is. IRS closes cases generally in two ways. IRS will close the case because you're in a current hardship, or you can't pay at the current time, or that you can close with the payment. IRS is going to take your current financial statement on those forms. If you're calling the 1-800 number, pull out a 433F, have the form documented with bank statements, pay stubs, your expenses, and say, I cannot pay this money, and this is the reason. But you have to know this. IRS has what's called standards that they allow on the financial statement. So you may be putting your actual expenses down, but IRS says, we don't allow those. That's how they get you to pay them a high monthly payment, because what you live on sometimes and what IRS wants you to live on, it's not the truth. For instance, for food and clothing for a month for one person, they allow you $720, and this changes through the years. For two people, they allow you around $1,200, $1,300. Now, for housing and utilities, there's a national standard for housing and utilities for every state and every county. Before you go to IRS, you better know what they allow for car payment, operation of car, and housing and utilities. If you don't have nothing and you're broke, call IRS yourself. There's nothing wrong, but have the 433F handy with your documentation for it. If you owe a lot more money and you think it could go a little tough, do not call the IRS. Find me, a representative, a friend, whoever, to do your representation. Also, IRS is going to ask you two other things. Are you current on all your filings? And now do you have enough withholding taken out? They're going to want all. So if you call IRS, be prepared to hold. IRS doesn't answer the phone. Let your employer know you're taking care of it. Get that financial statement. Make sure it does help if you got a mess, just to call someone else if you don't know what you're doing. If not, buddy, and you're a go-getter yourself, like Home Depot says, the do-it-yourselfers, then this project is for you. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I try to pull back the curtain so you can see what an IRS agent looks at cases and give you the divine truth, so to speak. I need subscriptions. For some reason, YouTube values my work by subscriptions. I don't know why. They just do. Who the hell wants to subscribe to a tax channel? But I need them. Leave me a comment if you would. If you have a comment on your case, or say, hey, Michael, make a YouTube on this, I will probably do that. I thank you so very much for listening. Have a great day.